Hello everyone, and welcome to Thoughts from the Throne 12. First off, something that everyone's been talking about the last week or so has been Caitlyn Jenner. So Bruce Jenner, obviously off keeping up with the Kardashians, had made the discussion that he wanted to change from living as a man to living as a woman, and he went through with it. Well, my deal is this: if it was a publicity stunt, obviously it worked because it got people talking. The media is going to portray this thing as a freak show. They're gonna act like it's a crazy act to do. If it's a real legitimate deal, then my whole thing is like, really, who cares? What's the big deal? I mean, I feel like one thing we need to do as a species, one thing we need to do as a society is learn to embrace and learn to accept that everyone is different. And because people look differently, they think differently, they believe differently, it's not really a big deal. We need to become tolerant of that. I mean, nowadays, is it really a big deal if someone says, oh, I'm gay? Everyone's like, oh my God, they're out. I mean, I really feel like we need to get to a point as a species, as a culture, we need to get to the point that we just accept these things. Let people be themselves. Let people be true to what they are. I mean, and it doesn't make a difference to me if you're heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, transsexual, male, female, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, Middle Eastern. I mean, it's who cares? We're all human beings, and all human beings are flawed. All human beings have insecurities. All human beings are just here as a person who are not perfect, and we are trying to live life and get through it the best that we can. Who cares that we're different? I want us as a culture, I want us as a species to embrace the fact that we think differently, that we look differently, and that we believe differently. And I want us to really accept that, and I want us to also be tolerant of that fact. And I want people to learn to love one another. You're going to be different from the person you're judging, so don't be a hypocrite when it's all said and done. All right, I had a question from my son, which you can follow him on Twitter at @BabyHardyBrand. And his question, or his topic was, talk about me, Dad. Well, here's the deal. Any day now, my son is due to be born, and I am so excited about this. I can't explain to you how amazing it is to unconditionally love a little human being that is in your wife's tummy. It's pretty crazy, especially when you sleep at night and you feel him kicking, and whenever you talk, he hears your voice and he's kicking. The unconditional love that you have for someone that you haven't even met, someone that you know you create, is truly magical. It really is miraculous. So I'm very, very excited about this. My wife has been a trooper. She's been a warrior. She's past being 9 months, so she's absolutely full term, and the birth could happen at any time. And it's funny, the last couple weekends, whenever I went to wrestle for a regional independent promotion, I was in Texas one weekend and I was in Florida one weekend. I had to get up at 3:30 a.m. to get ready to drive to the airport because I had an early-ass flight. And both of those mornings, I got up and I asked her to get up and tan my back. I spray tan with the Quick Tan from Sally's Beauty. And both mornings, she was too exhausted and just too drained to get up, bless her heart. And I went down and I sprayed my whole front, and I planned on getting someone at the show to eventually tan me later, but those last 2 weekends I actually went without tanning my back, so I had to look like a total gimmick. I was all tan on the front, at least like 3/4 of me, and then my back was totally pale. And it's funny because my wife asked me, oh my God, before you had this spray tan stuff, what did you do? When you and Jeff first started wrestling, which was 50 years ago. She always jokes with me about my age. What did you guys do to tan? And this is very funny. When Jeff and I were young, we were teenagers just getting into the business. Obviously, we were broke. We didn't have money. If there was spray tan then, we didn't have money to buy it, or we didn't have money to go to a tanning bed. So what we would do, we'd buy a 99-cent thing of baby oil, Johnson's baby oil, and we would go out to the Ring in the Woods, which we had a trampoline where the TWF, that's where it all started, where we started emulating moves that we'd see on TV. We would go out there and we both bought us a couple little pairs of bikini brief underwears, and Jeff and I would go oil up with baby oil, put it all over, and we would go out there and lay down in the sun during the summer, and we would listen to Walkman radios like cassettes and tan. So if you can imagine Matt and Jeff Hardy laying on a trampoline in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, listening to Walkman headphones and wearing bikini briefs, tanning. That is how we used to tan. It's pretty comical when you think about it. Pretty amazing. Besides that, I wanted to address another Twitter topic from someone who asked a question, and the question is this. The tweet is from @HillDanielle, and it is from Danielle. And the statement or question she had was, Matt, not sure if this is something you're comfortable talking about publicly, but maybe the Havok tweet situation. So if you're asking me, do I think Jessica Havok is guilty of being racist or homophobic? Absolutely not. I think Jessica Havok is guilty of posting some dumb shit on the internet. And I think that's what happened here. If you haven't heard about it, Jessica Havok is someone who currently worked with TNA. She recently had a tryout with WWE. And apparently someone dug up some tweets that she had posted from 3-4 years ago. And basically what I think Jessica Havok did was, it was just one of those things. I think she very naively posted some derogatory slurs, things she would say jokingly with her friends. And, you know, at this point she wasn't on television. She didn't have any kind of celebrity status. And I think it was something that she didn't realize the broad spectrum of how far this would eventually reach, especially if, you know, there were a lot of eyeballs on her and she became somewhat of a celebrity. And I think it was just things that she did with her friends, and it was just naive and wrong. And I don't think she realized that when she was posting this in a joking manner, I don't think she realized that one day she would offend people with these derogatory slurs. But that's it. The internet is notorious for keeping people accountable, and that has good and bad reasons nowadays. But one thing I can recommend to you, if you're an aspiring wrestler or entertainer, if you want to be a singer, a rapper, if you want to be an actor, whatever it may be, if you have ever tweeted some dumb shit that someone could find offensive in any way, shape, or form, go back and erase it right now, because it lives forever once something becomes public. And the more famous you get, the more eyeballs that are on you, the more people are looking to find something that you've done wrong. Trust me, that's how it is. I am actually looking for things people have done right. Most of the people are looking for anyone that reaches any kind of celebrity status, looking for something that they've done wrong. And I don't want to tell Jessica Havok this. It sucks and it's very annoying. All you can do is say, hey, I apologize for what I did. It was a mistake. I was in the wrong, but I've learned from it and I'll grow from it. And Jessica, I want you to know this. When it comes to the posting stupid shit on the Internet Club, I'm not only a member, I'm possibly the founder. 5-10 years ago, I used to post things online from here, from my heart, from my soul, you know, because I'm an emotional guy as it is. And I learned through my successes and failures, I learned that I have to post things from here. And I do. Like, believe me, I love nothing more than to get online on Twitter, and if someone's trolling me or harassing me, you know, I'll give them an old re-troll, and I'll re-troll them, and I'll go back and forth with them. But I'm very cognizant, and I'm very cerebral about everything I say. I never say anything to offend people now. Actually, offensive terms, I've just actually tried to erase from, you know, my vocabulary, for my mindset, and that's something I would recommend all of you doing, especially as we continue to go on in such a technological age. But anyway, it is what it is, and I do not think Jessica Havok is a bad person. I do not think she's racist. I do not think she's homophobic. I just think she made a mistake that a lot of us are guilty of making. So with these things being said, keep that in mind. Next time you go online, don't go online posting if you're posting from here because you're hurt or you're mad or you're emotional. Write it down or call a friend. Do that. Be very careful about what you post online, especially publicly, because it can live forever. Screenshots are available, and people are very ready to do them at every moment of every day right now. I hope you guys are well, and I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Thoughts from the Throne. We'll see you next time.
Keep coming back. I got a family to feed.
Get with it, boy.